YouTube Model Railroader fans, I'm Ray. Welcome to the Boeville Newtown's vlog number 14 for 2019. It happens to be, I believe it's the 20th. What did I do with my phone? Not that phone. This phone. It happens to be Saturday the 19th of October, to be exact. Little different view from what you normally see, I guess. Sitting here at the computer table, contemplating and going over or getting ready to show something that I think will clear some of the air that's been going on with the railroad down here. There's been a lot of questions, a lot of comments, a lot of people asking, what the heck are you doing? Why are you doing that? Wish I could come down there and help. A few folks, there was at least one person that was even like, well, all this electrical stuff is way over my head, so it is what it is. But the reality is this. I know that this is probably a lot overkill for really what I'm doing, and I get that. The thing that I was looking at, and one of the reasons why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it, is that I wanted some way that if somebody is out here in this main layout room and something goes south, they don't have to circle all the way around the layout and then get into this closet behind me on the opposite side to be able to shut the power off to the layout. You could go in there and pull plugs. Well, that's fine. That's if the plugs are accessible. Even on my old layout, the plugs weren't readily accessible. They were in places that it was a little hard to get to. And a lot of times you'd have to get down on all fours to be able to get underneath the layout to be able to hit whatever, or pull whatever plug. That's the reason why why there was a kill switch on the one layout panel, and you also had the bridge. So you had two ways of killing power to the whole layout. You either pulled the bridge and it shut down everything, or you had a light switch on the one panel that if something went south, you just slam that sucker off and everything's dead. Doesn't matter. So with that in mind, more of a safety concern, I guess, I just felt better going ahead and having a sub panel off that main panel down here actually at the layout. Because the way that I'm doing this, and Sparky, Dave, Sparky 107 brought up something, and he's right. This layout shouldn't draw a whole lot. I get it. I understand that. However, because of the fact of the way I'm doing it, and I'm still not 100% certain how I'm doing the overhead lighting. I think I kind of mentioned that a couple times. I'm not sure if I'm going to do LED. I'm not sure if I'm going to do incandescent. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and do fluorescent. I haven't decided yet, and I don't know how much power that's going to suck up. That's probably going to be the heaviest hitting circuits. Two circuits on this layout is going to be what's going to be there for the overhead lighting. The overhead daytime and the overhead nighttime lighting. So those are the two heavy hitters right there. What I'm doing, is it overkill? Absolutely. But peace of mind wise, I think it's a no-brainer. What I'm now looking at doing, because there were some thoughts that did come up on at least the last two vlogs, 12 and 13. I am going to, instead of trying to find a 6-gang box, I'm going to probably just go ahead and buy a 4-gang and double everything up. That gives me the possibility of 8 circuits. I really only need 5. Perfect. That's not the way I wanted to do things, but thinking back on it now and listening and playing around with this, it's probably better to just go ahead and get a 4-gang box, double up the circuits, and that way there's plenty of room there. Because like I said, I need 5. I need one for daytime overhead, one for nighttime overhead, one for buildings, one for street lights, that's 4, and then one for track power. So there's my 5 circuits. Now, one of the other things is that I haven't brought up until now is that the lighting circuits for the buildings and the street lights. I've got 2 transformers that I had used. Not a big deal. They're fine. But I also decommissioned about 4 computers, 4 or 5 computers last year. And I went ahead and I snagged the power supplies from them. So I'm going to be using those for some of the lighting. Here again, as I explained the other week, or 2 weeks ago now, the way that this is kind of set up, each section has its own power. So there's 2 outlets. There's an outlet for overhead. There's an outlet for overhead daytime, and an outlet for overhead nighttime. There's an outlet for house lighting. There's an outlet for street lighting, and then there's an outlet for track power, all the way around. So no matter where you're at, each area has its own set of outlets. Not its own circuit, but its own set of outlets. So that way, I'm not trying to, from Boeville, feed lighting power all the way over here to the Newtown. Which I think was part of one of the issues that I was seeing with the old layout that was 13 foot by 11. This thing is 36 by 8. That's a lot of distance to make up. And, if you're using, which I had been in the past using lighter gauge wire because that's what I've got readily available, that's a bit of a run. And to try to do that on this 36 foot layout ain't going to fly. That's a recipe for disaster. So you got 2 choices. If you're going to use what you have to shorten up the run. If you wanted to do long run, then you're going to have to buy more wire. Well, guess what? Buying more wire is not in the cards here. So that's what it is. So we're back to Plan B or Plan A, which is going ahead and making sure that the runs are short, the wire is good, and we're all fat, dumb, and happy. So again, it's the way I'm doing it. It may not be the right way. It may not be the way that everybody wants to do it. C'est la vie. It's my railroad. I'm doing it this way because it's the way I feel comfortable. So that'll be one of the things I may end up doing tomorrow is maybe I'll stop at Home Depot and pick myself up a 4-gang box and be done. So we'll see. I may or may not be able to get there tomorrow. We'll see what happens. On another note, I do have a buddy of mine coming over to help me move the base to the pool table. So I can start cutting it up to go ahead and make the cross bracing inside these boxes here. That'll happen next Sunday. Might be a vlog on that and watch the 2 of us idiots making complete fools of ourselves as we try to cut up an old pool table. I know that Sparky 107 Dave, I know he's got something set up for next year for Strasbourg. I believe it'll be in May, if I'm not mistaken. And I know that's another thing, folks. I know things have kind of, as I've been in the process of moving and rebuilding and tearing down and rebuilding this layout, there's been a bunch of different things that have happened in the YouTube model railroad community. I know that model railroading live is now is one of the things that's happening. That's the new thing now. It's no longer the YouTube model builders. It's now model railroading live. I know a lot of the folks nowadays have got live streams. Unfortunately, I don't have enough subscribers to do that. I've been looking for alternate ways of doing that. Besides Facebook, I did that once and it failed miserably. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do live shows without getting more subscribers. So if you know of people that should be subscribed that ain't watching this random nuttiness over here on the BNN, send them over. Because it's going to get, I can tell you this, in the next month or so, things are going to start really getting interesting over here. Or at least I'm hoping they will. But that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. I know somebody had asked about a picture or a diagram of what I'm doing, and well, there it is. Ta-da! You probably can't see it. It's probably a good thing. Nah. Should I take you guys over here? Should I take you guys? I tell you what, give me a second. Let me take you guys over here and show you what's going on. All right, let's see how bad I can screw this up. You know what? Let's go over here. Hey, look at this. All right, so there's the main electrical panel. There'll be a wire that comes out and goes over to a sub panel on the layout itself. That layout electrical panel will feed the daytime overhead, the nighttime overhead, the building lights, the street lights, and track power. I can't make it much more simple than that. I mean, we've kind of already discussed it, but there's the diagram for it. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to back off nice and slow here, and you can see my smiling face again. Let's not go there. And yes, I think we've talked about this dude in the past, and no, I don't have it set up yet. I do have a 3D printer, but I'm in nowhere near ready to use the thing yet. So, of course, that's what, no, we'll not go there. So, anyway, folks, that's where we're at. That's where the Boeville Newtown sits. Actually, one of the things that was done today is I actually went into the garage. Oh, great. Actually, I'm glad it waited for me to finish first. I actually went into the garage today and pulled down a bunch of wood and some other stuff that I had up there for the railroad to bring that down here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean this area up a little bit before the wife starts screaming at me, because the gaming table that we've got down here, or at least that's what it was brought down here for originally, right now has all the railroad stuff sitting on top of it. Well, not all the railroad stuff, but it's got stuff sitting on top of it that I was using for ideas and things of that nature. So I got to get that off of here. I got to get that packed back up. I got to get this stuff put away a little bit. But, you know, that's just another piece of the project. E.T. Phone Home. Oh, that's Phone Home, sorry. I thought it worked. Anyway, it's been one of those days. You all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch y'all next time. Be safe. God bless. See ya.